Think about this for a second. What if the money decisions you're making, literally today, ended up changing your grandchildren's lives? It's a massive question, right? But when we look at the whole concept of generational wealth, it turns out the real magic is in the long-term impact of our daily choices. Imagine those everyday choices actually setting up your kids and even their kids for a completely different, significantly better life. Welcome to today's Explainer. We're going to be diving into a pretty amazing blueprint for building exactly that, generational wealth. Now, I know that term used to sound incredibly intimidating to me, like, something that's strictly reserved for millionaires. But when we look closely at this blueprint, building this foundation is absolutely possible, even if you're starting with a small income. So let's figure out exactly how this whole thing works together. Okay, let's dive right into this. Here is our clear roadmap for today. We'll cover what generational wealth actually is, why we should build it, the foundation of saving, growing your assets, investing in your knowledge, and finally, leaving a lasting legacy. So, Section 1, what is generational wealth? Let's demystify the concept. In plain English, generational wealth just means owning valuable things that you can pass from parents down to children and then on to future generations. The core aha moment here isn't just about making money so we can spend it today. It's really about creating a ripple effect. You want to make sure your family starts their financial journey a few steps ahead of where you had to start. It's a total mindset shift, moving away from just trying to survive the month to actually locking down the future. And wealth actually takes a bunch of different forms. Sure, you've got the tangible stuff, cash, owning a house, a piece of land, maybe a business. But what's super interesting is that it also includes intangibles. We're talking about passing down skills, a solid mindset, and deep financial knowledge. Honestly, those intangible assets are often just as crucial as the cash itself, mostly because they give your kids the actual toolkit they need to manage and grow whatever physical wealth you leave behind. Moving on to Section 2, why build lasting wealth? Breaking the cycle. So why do we put in all this effort? Well, building this kind of wealth offers incredible peace of mind. It builds this robust safety net under your life. It means you can pay for education way more easily. And when life throws those inevitable curveballs at you, like sudden medical bills or losing a job, you can handle it without totally panicking. But the absolute biggest takeaway here is how consistent, small financial decisions over the years can actively break the cycle of poverty. By doing this, you're literally kicking open doors and creating massive new opportunities for the generations coming up behind you. All right, Section 3, the foundation of saving. Step 1, spend less than you earn. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how we can break this down into a very concrete scenario. Let's imagine you're earning 30,000 shillings every single month. It's a fundamental, universal truth. If you spend every single one of those 30,000 shillings on just living expenses and your lifestyle, your wealth building is completely stalled at zero. There's no surplus. There's zero foundation to build on, which makes it mathematically impossible to prepare for tomorrow. But if you can manage to save just 3,000 shillings out of that monthly paycheck, something kind of magical happens. You've just created the fundamental building block of wealth. That 3,000 shillings is now protected capital. Saving is absolutely the bedrock that makes every single other step in this entire blueprint possible. It's that first little spark of discipline that flips you from being just a consumer into being a builder. Let's keep that energy going into Section 4, growing your financial assets. Steps 2 and 3, invest and build. There's this fantastic saying we love: saving protects your money. Investing helps it grow. Once you've protected your money by saving it, you have to put it to work by investing in things like shares or investment funds. And listen, this requires a major mindset shift. Wealth grows slowly. It demands patience and a lot of consistency over years, not days. The ultimate goal here is to turn those saved funds into a silent worker that's out there earning for you, literally, while you sleep. So the crucial point is knowing exactly what to do with that saved money. It really boils down to a simple choice. Are you buying assets or are you buying liabilities? Look, buying expensive, flashy stuff like brand new cars, luxury watches, high-end electronics, it might make you feel wealthy in the moment, but those things just lose value over time. Snapping up depreciating items is not going to help you build a lasting legacy. They just drain the resources you've worked so incredibly hard to save up. Instead, the goal is to intentionally own way more assets than liabilities. An asset is something like a solid plot of land, a rental property, shares in a great company, or your own small business. These are things that actively go to work for you. You're buying things that will eventually generate real income and put money right back into your pocket. Over decades, the compounding growth on these specific kinds of assets is exactly what creates that truly life-changing wealth.
Which brings us to Section 5, Investing in Your Knowledge. Step 4, Invest in Education and Skills.
Now, if we pivot from financial assets to personal assets, we hit on a pretty powerful truth. The absolute best investment you can make is usually in yourself. Whether it's learning a valuable new trade, getting the hang of modern business tech, or just leveling up your financial education, these things directly boost your earning potential for your entire life. Think about it. Unlike a physical object or money in a bank account that can run dry, this kind of knowledge creates lasting opportunities. And the best part? It's completely bulletproof. No one can ever take it away from you. It's an asset that just keeps paying dividends forever. And finally, Section 6, Leaving a Lasting Legacy. Step 5, Teach your family. Building generational wealth isn't just about handing over a giant pile of money one day. It's really about passing down the habits that built it in the first place. Teaching kids early on how to save, how to dodge unnecessary debt, how to budget smartly, and how to invest patiently is vital. And this brilliantly illustrates that empowering your family with deep financial literacy is how you guarantee the wealth you've built actually sticks around. If the next generation knows how to manage those resources responsibly, wow, you've just given them one of the greatest gifts imaginable. Okay, let's take a rapid step back and look at this whole blueprint. It really rests on 5 clear pillars. 1, spend less than you earn. 2, invest for the long haul. 3, buy assets that are actually going to grow in value. 4, never stop learning valuable skills. And 5, teach your family solid money habits. It's a pretty straightforward formula, right? But it requires serious discipline, not overnight miracles. It's a slow, steady climb. But the beautiful thing is that literally anyone can start this climb today. The most encouraging takeaway from all of this is that every single small step you take today is actively building a stronger, much more secure financial future for the next generation. It's really just patient, consistent action over a long period of time that builds a legacy. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to be consistent. Even if you stumble along the way, getting right back to these basic principles is going to keep your family's financial trajectory pointing directly up. So I want to leave you with this final thought to chew on. What small step are you going to take today to secure your family's tomorrow? Start small, start right now, and watch how your family's future can completely transform. Thanks so much for exploring this with me on today's Explainer, and I'll catch you next time.